Well, today's project, believe me, is not for the faint of heart. This one is a challenge and a half. I'm going to take out the door. It's a set of double windows right now, right there. I'm going to take that out and put French doors in. In order to do that, I have to cut through the brick. And believe me, once you start getting into cutting into brick on a house, it becomes scary because I'm not a mason for sure. And I don't want to pay for a mason to come fix it. So it's a little nerve-wracking, I'll be honest with you. I've done it a bunch of times before, but every time it still makes me nervous. Once it's done, I feel much better. So let's get on with it.
First thing I want to do is remove all the old trim from around the window on both sides. Next it's time to use the sawzall and cut all the screws on the side, the top, and of course the bottom if I can get to them. I use my level to make lines on the brick to make sure I don't go too far. I really don't want to have to put bricks back in. I cut the bricks using my small grinder. It's a bit underpowered, but it will do the job. A couple of taps with the sledgehammer and the bricks come out, piece of cake. Using my multi-tool on the inside to cut the inside. Oh my god, it's looking great.
And now I have a big hole in the side of the house, and you would think to yourself, well, that's probably the hardest part done. Well, it's not, especially when you're doing this on your own. This really is a two-person job. I don't have two people, so I have to take the doors off of the frame, put the frame in, and put the doors back in.
In this episode of Flip Tips, I want to talk to you about design choices and framing techniques. One of the things I loved about this house when I first saw it is the amount of natural sunlight coming in through these windows in the kitchen. One morning at like 4 in the morning, I woke up and I had this idea. So I ran to my office and sketched this down. I apologize for the artwork, but instead of replacing the windows with regular windows, I had French doors really open it up onto a deck. By making this one design choice and putting French doors in, it really shaped the entire rest of the house. Modern, open concept, and really draws the outside in, making the inside feel much bigger. And as you can tell, that one design decision really played well with a modern farmhouse theme. So now I want to talk to you about the framing technique for replacing the window with a door. This is the side of the house with the windows. Go ahead and put the French doors in, and let's remove the French doors and just be left with a hole. To understand the technique of what it actually takes to put the French doors in, we first have to understand what is actually holding up the walls. This is a diagram of the framing that goes around to support the French doors. The first thing you have to have is two beams across the top called the header. These vary in sizes for different applications. Next on the side of those are two 2x4s or two 2x6s called the king studs. Next to that, holding underneath the header, are the jack studs. It takes all three of these elements to come together to support our hole in order to put our French doors in. Of course, you can add more 2x4s underneath the beam or the header, depending on how much load you're carrying. You may be asking yourself, well, why do I really need to know this? If you can frame a French door, you can also frame a window, a smaller window, and a regular door.
One of the things I really wanted to do since I've been here is take this wall down. I've gone back and forth a lot on whether to do it, and I've decided to do it. I'm not going to take the whole thing down, it's just too much. So, first process, support the wall on this side, support the wall on the other side, and then go at it. So, here we go.
This is actually a load-bearing supporting wall, so I want to make sure that it's properly supported, and now that I know it is, I can start to cut the old studs away. I've already installed the king stud ready to go, and I put this 2x4 across as a brace, so when I put the LVL beams in there, I can just lean it on that and screw in the other end. Put the beams in place and put the jack stand underneath just in case it comes down. Give it a little persuasion, make sure it's nice and tight, screw it all in. On the other side I use an old 2x4, jam it in there to make sure that the beam is properly pushed up into the ceiling. Now I can take the brace away and I can install the jack stud underneath. Again, little persuasion, make sure everything's in place. Once everything is in place and screwed in tight, I can start to take the braces away. Now I get to cut out the wall, being very careful not to hit any wires. One of the main things that people don't think about when they're doing carpentry is to stand around and look. I've really perfected it. Now that the wall's down, I'm very happy. It looks fantastic. As another long day comes to a close, time to regroup, head home, get ready for tomorrow. Next time on the Flipping Road. It's the extreme exterior makeover. I take this old drab house and make it beautiful, and I show you every single step of the way, from spraying the house to painting the doors. You get it all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to leave those comments. Thank you so much. See you next time.